Have you ever wondered why some people are born with a silver spoon in their mouth, while others spend their entire lives just trying to survive? Is this world truly fair? Today, let's confront an uncomfortable truth. The world has never been fair, and maybe it never will be. But what does that mean for you? Let's find out. Here's a harsh reality. The rich don't necessarily work harder than you. They might be born into powerful families, attend elite schools, and have built-in networks. A child born into a wealthy urban family has hundreds of times more opportunities than a child growing up in a remote village. It's not your fault. It's not their fault either. It's just how the world works. A child born in an affluent neighborhood in Manhattan, New York, attends top private schools, has personal tutors, and easy access to influential people. Meanwhile, a child born in a poor rural village in Africa has no school, no clean water, and must walk miles every day just to fetch it. This is a brutally symbolic contrast that drives home one message: where you start often shapes where you end up. Not everyone begins at the same starting line. According to UNICEF, 29,000 children under the age of 5 die every day from poverty-related causes. At the same time, the wealthiest 1% of the global population holds over 50% of the world's total wealth. Oxfam. Yes, inequality isn't random. It's a product of systems, of history, and sometimes just luck. If you ask me, no sugarcoating, no fluff, no fake virtue. Here's what I'll say, straight up. Fairness is a comforting illusion sold to the masses. We're taught that if you just work hard, you'll succeed. But that's only partially true. And mostly true for those who already had a head start. Education, the legal system, and markets. These weren't built to guarantee fairness. They were built to maintain order that benefits the few who control wealth and power. The mantra, "Everyone has the same opportunities," is a feel-good lullaby to keep you obedient and to make you blame yourself for the injustice you face. And capitalism? It doesn't reward effort. It rewards your position in the system. A factory worker may sweat through 12-hour shifts and still struggle to survive. A trust fund baby can sit back and inherit millions in company shares. Here's the truth. Money makes more money. And those who already have it gain easier access to better education, safer investments, healthcare, and powerful connections. A rich person can afford life-saving treatment at the world's best hospitals. A poor person might not even afford cold medicine, let alone long-term care. According to WHO, over 50% of the global population lacks access to basic healthcare services. A student in a big city can attend Zoom classes on a high-end laptop with fast internet. Meanwhile, a child in a remote village has no electricity, no devices, and may drop out of school just to help their family survive. UNESCO reports that over 260 million children worldwide are out of school, mostly due to poverty or location. And let's be honest, morality is a luxury of the well-fed. Here's the plain truth. When you're full, it's easy to preach about ethics and doing the right thing. But when you're starving, when you're choosing between dignity and dinner, morality becomes a privilege you can't afford. The wealthy can donate to charity, but most have no idea what it's like to survive day by day. And that creates a gulf far deeper than just income. The poor don't get to choose kindness. They have to survive first. The rich get to be ethical, because they don't need to sell their conscience to get through the day. A street vendor fighting for customers to feed their children is seen as a nuisance. Meanwhile, a multinational corporation that evades billions in taxes is praised for financial optimization. Elites throw money at charity and call it social responsibility, but it's the very system they helped build that created the inequality they're pretending to fix. So let's ask an uncomfortable question. If success is purely about effort, why are millions of hardworking people still trapped in generational poverty? while the ultra-rich seem almost immune to failure. To answer that, we have to break down what actually drives success. Where you're born, country, class, family, who you know, your network, your bloodline, what you inherit, early access to education, support systems, and cultural capital. And yes, luck. But the system convinces you that if you fail, it's your fault, placing all blame on the individual instead of questioning the structure. In the end, personal effort is just one piece in a rigged game. And don't forget what I call the legalization of injustice. First, taxes. Workers are often taxed more heavily than those living off investment returns, capital gains. Then, education. College tuition skyrockets while the actual value of a degree declines. A top graduate from a prestigious university with no connections may struggle to find a job. Meanwhile, someone with average talent, but the right family ties, gets hired into a high-paying position. According to LinkedIn, 70% of jobs are filled through networking, not open applications. And finally, the ultimate chessboard: politics. Money buys influence. And those who write the laws, they're usually the ones who never feel their impact. A wealthy person can hire top lawyers to reduce or dismiss their sentence. A poor defendant with no resources may be harshly punished simply because no one stands up for them. A U.S. study found that people with private attorneys are 3 times more likely to receive reduced sentences than those with public defenders. The system works like a game that was programmed from the start, one where the 1% always wins more, while the rest fight over crumbs, convinced they can make it if they just try a little harder. So the real question is, what do we do in a world this unfair? The world may be unfair, but you don't have to accept it as fate. You can learn, you can think smarter, you can find opportunities inside the injustice. Build your network, sharpen your skills, keep moving, and most importantly, don't let injustice break you. Let it fuel your fire. The world isn't fair. It never was. But this harsh truth isn't meant to defeat you. It's meant to wake you up. When you understand how the system works, you're no longer a pawn. You start playing by your own rules. Fairness isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. The world might not be fair, but you still have the power to shape your own story. What do you think about this inequality? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.